Source Material, episode number 4. Welcome to Source Material, where we will be covering source material for our companion show, Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. I am your host, Mara the Shark Watkins, and I am joined always by my co-host, Sir Cussalott Travis Pointer, a.k.a. Dragon King, aka Big T, aka T Money, aka Sweet T, aka Black Merlin, aka HNIC.
What's that?
How's it going?
It's going swimmingly. Swimmingly. That's the word of the day.
Word of the day? Okay.
Yeah, the word of the day is swimmingly.
All right. I hope we can try and use that at some point during this podcast.
I mean, there's a lot of water in here, so things might be going swimmingly.
It's quite wet in here today. We are still going over the Batwoman series. So in this episode, we will be covering issues 9, 10, and 11. And as usual, we will go in order because other than that, it wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, that's how usually we do things,
Yep. Well, let's get into it. Issue 9, To Drown the World, Part 4. And we're still breaking up everything happening by storylines and timelines.
Yeah.
So issue 9 starts with Batwoman's story in the current time. And her and these two people are fighting. And there's what I thought was a dragon in the background is actually Killer Croc.
Yeah, it's Killer Croc. He just knocked the fuck out, but he's actually like a crocodile.
I won't lie, for like a good majority of the time, I thought that was a dragon. And I was just like, I don't know why there's a dragon here, but there's a dragon here.
I mean, that would be dope if there was, but no, there's no dragon.
Nope, no dragons now. But either way, this dude named Falchion, they're fighting with someone else named Soon. We get some cool Batwoman tricks. She throws the batarang. She cuts this nigga's ear up. And never in my life would I thought that I would see a man slap Batwoman in the comic while he was talking his whole evil man spiel.
Yeah. Well, Soon is the one they saved in issue 8.
Yes.
She was on the boat and they went and got her. In case you didn't, I'm just talking to the listeners in case they forgot who she was.
I definitely did. I was like, Soon.
Yeah, they went and took her away. She was the one, she was part of them. She's like, I got info. And they're like, well, you better help us. Well, I need immunity and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, but she turned out to be useful. She threw out they had these DEO these balls that said DEO on them. And I was like, ooh, what are these? And then it was like, oh, okay, these are blackout bombs. These are cool. And then it was like, no, these are shadow bombs, which use energy from the Shadowlands. And it's like, oh, okay, this is awesome.
Yeah, we're getting weird and creepy here. Okay, it's from the Shadow Realm. Well, not the Shadow Realm, but
Shadowlands.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Shadow.
You know what's crazy? I was thinking, I was like, how awesome it would be all my sessions ended at work with a shadow bomb? Like I just disappeared.
That'd be dope.
It would be. I'd be like, okay, so have a great day. It was nice meeting you. I'm glad we were able to troubleshoot your issue. Shadow bomb. And then it's like, I'm gone.
Yeah.
My NPS would be through the roof. I still have a cracked display, but
she had a shadow bomb.
Exit though, that exit was crazy. Tell the CEO to get on that. Let's start getting us some shadow bombs.
Gotta call Chase.
But, Batwoman's like, yo, where'd you get this kind of equipment from? This seems pretty high tech. And Soon was like, yo, DEO agent Chase gave him to me.
Yeah, she was just like, did she? She was like, whoa, maybe.
Give is a loose term.
Yeah. And my English isn't so good. Maybe the word isn't give.
Maybe it's more like I borrowed them and I can't return them.
Yeah. No intent of return.
But then so they get away. Well, not get away, but they're kind of in the shadows and trying to.
They made everything all dark and shit, so can't nobody see shit.
And they trying to she's trying to sneak around to find Falchion because she wants to kill him. And I was like, what has he done to her? What the hell? And Batwoman was like, nah, we not killing nobody. We got to take him in alive. And that's that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that transitions over to Jacob's story. Jacob Kane, Kate's father, to a week ago. And I was like, what's going on? And all you hear is
about a week ago. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna let you live on that one. Is he still in jail?
Who?
What's his face? Bobby Shmurda.
I don't know. I'm not following the Bobby Shmurda news. I have no idea.
I'm not either. But either way. Yeah, so all you hear is E or you see E, which is I'm assuming a flatline sound.
Yeah, she crashed. Yeah.
And I was like, and that was it. And I was like, what the fuck? Bet is dying. I was like, girl, get it together. Just be stable, please. Be stable and wake up.
I love the fact that we still call her Bet, even though it's most likely supposed to be Betty.
It is. But as I realized as of last night, I'm horrible with pronunciations of names.
No, because I call her Bet too. I know it's supposed to be Betty, but in my head, I say Bet every time I see that.
Because it's spelled like a 1930s name, Bet.
Yeah, they shouldn't have spelled it like that. I know.
You know who Bet is? I'm pretty sure Bet is a name of one of the old bitches from Golden Girls.
No.
I'm sure it's one of their names.
No.
I'm sure it's one of their friends' names.
Honestly, I don't know. I'm just fucking with you right now. So
okay. Well, I mean, if you guys do watch Golden Girls, and
wait, you talking about the characters, or are you talking about
the characters?
Oh no, there's Blanche, there's Rose, there's Dorothy, and there's Sophia. I thought you meant the actresses' names. I'm like, I don't know their real names except Betty White.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, maybe the Blanche was why I thought there was a Bet in there. But yeah, so Bet is dying, and we transition over to Morrow's story from 2 weeks ago. Now we're going back another week.
Yeah.
I kind of would like to see how they lay the timelines out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd love to see it like in an animated version or in like this show. I think that would be kind of cool.
That would be pretty cool because
like just to see all different perspectives.
Mm-hmm. Seeing how everybody got to where they are now. Yeah.
Right. Like, yeah. So Morrow's story from two weeks ago, this is showing how they summoned Maria from the dead to bleed their sacrifices.
Yeah, that's how they brought her back as the weeping woman.
Yes. And they're just like, Maria, if you want to be reunited with the souls of your children, you got to bleed these motherfuckers. Take these other kids, bring them to us to take to mother so that she may eat them. And then whatever the next plan is. Yeah. I don't even know what the next step is.
Yeah.
We're just feeding mother. And this seems pretty elaborative. It's just to feed.
Take children, bring children to mother, blank, world domination.
Yeah, like that's what I'm assuming it is. Like it has to be world domination. Like what would be the other reason to?
It's like I don't know if you remember this or saw this, the episode of South Park with the underpants gnomes.
No.
So there are these gnomes that keep stealing people's underpants. All right. Particularly, they're always stealing Tweak's underpants. And he's telling people that they're stealing his underpants because he's the only one that ever sees them, because he's the only one that never sleeps. Because they keep
tweaking.
Because he's 8 years old and his parents are constantly giving him coffee, so he can't sleep. So the underpants gnomes come in, they take their shit.
Give him coffee.
And they follow the underpants gnomes back to their their place of residence, and they were like, why do you do this? Like, taking underpants is big business. And they're like, really? How is that big business? Like, well, taking the underpants is just phase 1. Phase 1, collect underpants. They were like, well, what's phase 2? And they're like, they look around. They're like, hey, what's phase 2? And they're like, well, phase 3 is profit. And they're like, yeah, but what's phase 2? They're like, phase 3 is profit. Like, phase 1, collect underpants. Phase 2, phase 3, profit.
Whatever we will be doing, it will be making profit.
Yeah. That's what that reminded me of. But anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. So yeah, she has to provide whatever. She has to do she has to do their bidding, and then she'll be reunited with her children. And I was like, seems far-fetched, but whatever. They got powers and shit.
Mm-hmm.
To which it transitions over to Maggie and to her experience from 3 nights ago.
Yeah.
You see that Maggie and Kate are at some fancy, lavish gala on a boat. And this boat also happens to belong to Falchion, which is what I'm saying. Like, the way that they do the stories and stuff like that, it's really interesting. I'd like to see it portrayed in video.
Yeah, I feel you.
Motion picture. And it's just like, oh, okay. And then you see Soon is there, and it's like, oh, okay, this is putting some pieces together. This is the way I like things being divulged. Like, so recently I finally watched Birds of Prey like a few nights ago.
Mm-hmm.
And watching the way they unfolded everyone's stories, like the way, like, Harley would go back and she was like, oh, and now we're back to this is how this like I was like,
and it worked for that movie too, because that's definitely how Harley Quinn would tell that story. she'd be all over the fucking place. Yeah,
exactly. Like it's kind of just all over the place, but it all makes linear sense
because it makes sense in her head.
Yes, because she is scatterbrained. So, and Soon is there, and you see that they're coming downstairs from upstairs, and I was just like, Kate, you bold. Like, what's happening here? But I was like, what's going on? And Maggie's just like, yo, who's this?
Yeah, who the fuck is this bitch? What's going on here?
Why was y'all upstairs for so long? Why was you gone? Where were you at, boo? What is this?
And at this point, we don't know either. I'm like, oh shit, was she?
Right. All I know is that she was in the beginning of the comic, and then she transitioned somehow to like being with them. And I was like, okay, this is whatever. And and Kate being Kate, she like, and this is the thing, like, I like that they've done in the comic and translates so well into the show, is that Kate deflected it like that, like, oh, we were just in the bathroom together, and then just kind of went on to the next topic, and it was like, I see what you did there.
Yep, distraction. Yep,
deflect. And then Maggie gets a call, or I think it was a text. She had to go. She has to get off the boat. There was another kidnapping. And I was like, oh no, they still out here stealing children. And that is, so then they leave, which transitions over to Chase's story from 4 days ago. Like, we're just going further and further back in time. And
this is all in relation to the present day. So we're closer than we were like with Morrow and shit, but further away in terms of the yacht party. So it's weird. Well, not weird, but it's interesting.
Right. So, I mean, we get to Chase's story, and, you see Chase in a helicopter with Kate and Soon. And they're devising a plan, and you see that Soon is a DEO prisoner or whatever, inmate, whatever you want to call her, and Chase is trying to get all these answers all these answers out of her, and trying to get all these answers out of her, and Soon's like, I only know but so much, like, I cannot give you these answers. And Chase is about ready to throw her out of the plane and be like, let's see if this will cripple you or if it'll kill you. And it's like, this is extreme.
It was excessive. That was not necessary at all.
I was like, because you and I, we all know if you drop her out of this chopper, it will kill her. Let's not Let's not beat around the bush here and play hypotheticals.
You basically are saying, tell us this or we will kill you. That's all she was.
Right.
That's what she was doing. We knew what she was doing.
But then we also know that that's like a weak tactic, because if you kill her, you're back to square one anyway. Like, you're back to nowhere. Like,
but at the same time, I understand that tactic, because, like, if you're no use to me anyway, why keep you around? Because then I got to feed you and shit, you know?
Not necessarily. You could let them slowly waste away, like they did the head of the sands, the snakes, the sand snakes.
This is true.
I'm really kind of upset that we never saw any resolution there. That would have been a great...
Stop it, Mara. Stop it. Stop it.
I'm sorry. Someone brought it up the other day. It was just like...
It's over. Let it go.
No, not the topic, though. Someone was just like, all this time at home and no one wants to rewatch Game of Thrones, which tells you why you made the biggest mistake with that season.
I mean, I am, but, you know.
This is true. But
I mean, that's mostly because I got somebody else to start watching, and I just needed them to get to season 3, episode 9. I don't care what they watch now.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, because you know me, if I start it, I'm going to finish it. So it's like, I'm not putting myself through that again.
Yeah.
You gotta wait. So back to DC. So they're getting tests. She's getting all testy and stuff like that, and then they start devising a plan to get onto this boat, because Soon says, if there's anything you're looking for, it should be on the. Let's start with the boat. The boat is where he keeps all his shit.
Yeah, and what they're trying to do, because she told them they got, he got an underground lair. Underwater lair. I just don't know how to get to it, and so they need to find it.
Right.
Way in
and
on the boat.
And the key to that should be on the boat. And so then they create the plan, and
I really think she just wanted to go to that yacht party.
Who, Kate?
Both of them.
Both of them. Yeah, because then, Kate, Batwoman's like, oh, well, we could just go to the party, like, that he's holding tomorrow night. And Chase looks like, well, how the hell do you know about that party? And she was like, because
I got an invite. I'm motherfucking Kate Kane. What you mean, how I know?
I'm liked, bitch.
Like, I'm Bruce Wayne's cousin. Yeah, right? I got invited. The fuck you thought this was?
Right, like, you know who I am. She don't, but you do. Come on, let's be real. And so Soon is going. So Chase says, Soon, you're taking her. She pretty much did the whole mom thing, like, you can go if you take your younger sister with you. And it's just like, no, Mom, I don't want to see her without my mask off.
This is weird because, not that's not the weird part, but that she told her to bring Maggie because, to keep up appearances so it doesn't look suspicious. But then, like, hey, bring her too. I'm like, huh? But anyway, go ahead.
Right. It's just kind of just like, take her, take your girlfriend. And I was like, what? Like, I understand the appearance things, but what if shit popped off? You was going to put my girl in danger like that for no reason?
I'm just weird about the whole trying to keep up appearances, but then also bring Soon. Like, why are you bothering bringing Kate then if you're also going to bring Soon? It seems weird to me, but, plot purposes.
Well, because I feel like if she just took Soon and then, like, they were photographed together, like, that would raise a lot more suspicions, because I feel like it's pretty public that what Kate and Maggie are together.
This is true.
So like, I feel like if she was to just show up there with Soon and not Maggie, it would have seemed off, and people would be like, it would start questions.
People start asking questions. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. You're right.
But you're right. I still feel like it's, at the same time, I'm just like, why take either one? But, you still need, Soon is also important. So it's like, I understood the appearances part. It's just kind of like, this seems kind of risky, but this is what Batwoman does. So whatever.
Risky business,
which then converts to Kate's story 3 nights ago, which takes us back to the party. And it takes us back to the party.
Back to the party, yeah.
And you see Kate and you see Soon going, rifling through what looks like a very lavish bedchamber area. Like all I saw was blue and teal and gold everywhere, and I was just like, damn, I want to live like that.
On his
right?
yacht.
On his yacht. All I want is a yacht. I have to send you that song. That's a really good song. But
I mean, you know, he lives on that yacht, so it makes sense.
Might as well do it up. And so like they're going through the bed chambers. Soon is talking about like, you know, she rendered this lock useless because she has all these powers. And she's talking about how she got into Medusa and what, like, you know, how Falchion taught her a lot of things with magic and stuff like that. Kind of indicating like, you know, she's a lot more powerful than she probably comes off as.
Yeah.
And then she said, like, she gave a story about how her brother promised her to Falchion. And I was like, wow, your brother really ain't shit. Like, he just betrothed you away.
Viserion did it too.
He did. And he got what he deserved.
Back to Game of Thrones.
And then then they're just like talking and stuff like that. And you know, while they're talking about like alliances and I was like, this feels a lot like Soon is coming on to Kate. And I was just like, what is it? Like something about Kate came everywhere. In the show.
You froze. You said something about Kate Kane. What?
Got the ladies oozing onto her. Like,
yeah.
It's ridiculous. Not ridiculous, but it's like it's extreme. It's amazing to watch.
Oh yeah. She got that drip
too hard. But so she comes on to Kate, and I was just like, that sounds like, oh, it's what it seemed like. Batwoman's story in current time. And Killer Croc is down, and this is when I realized he was not a dragon. But then Falchion like slashes the shit out of Soon, and I was just like, yo, I thought you was down already, but I was like, whatever. And he continues to express that he would have made her a goddess and that she's betrayed and blah, 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 and all this blah, blah, blah. Shut the hell up. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with your shoulda, coulda, woulda. And then Kate takes like some explosive and stabs it in his eye, like kind of like
an explosive dart right in the eye.
Blows his face up, and he's still chilling there, like, I'm good, mother, I'm good.
Yeah, blew half his face off. Like, and he still,
was just chilling. I was just like, how, Sway, how? And then so when that's happening, Soon is alive. You know, she's badly hurt, but she's alive. And she kisses Batwoman. I was like, called it.
Mm-hmm.
And that closes part 4 of To Drown the World.
Cool.
Well, closes out issue 9.
Mm-hmm. Part 4. Yeah, issue 9.
So let's get into issue 10, which is called To Drown the World part 5, because we're going to continue this story.
Right.
They give us a different story yet. And it starts with Batwoman still in current time. And Batwoman tried to pull the good old, what are you doing with your mouth on my mouth?
Even though in that picture, she was clearly returning that kiss.
Right,
so.
she was just like,
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know you was into that, Kate. Like, stop it.
Yeah.
And, you know, so Soon went on. So then after that, Soon goes on some real Fatal Attraction kind of business and stabbed the shit out of Falchion. She was like, if I can't have your heart, I'm going to cut his shit out.
Yeah.
How you like that?
Like, bruh, that's excessive.
Right? I was like, you just met her. Like, you just met her. Like, you don't know her that well. You don't even know if you like her yet.
She just knows she want that bat China.
And I'm just like, well, is he dead now? Like, is he for real dead now? Like, is that it?
We later find out he's not, but, you know.
But whatever the fuck.
I mean, we find out he's dead, but not dead. And anyway, go ahead.
Right, like he wasn't the last we saw of him.
Yeah.
And it transitions to Maggie's story as of 18 hours ago. You know, probably taking off from where Maggie
Got that call from Bullock at the party.
yep. Sorry about that. Shoot, I lost my whole train of thought. I'm assuming this is a follow-up from the kidnapping that Maggie was called away from the party from the other night.
Yeah, I think so.
And I think like it just seemed like the body turned up and, damn. And Gordon, like, Commissioner Gordon is there with Maggie, and he expresses to her, like, this is hard. Like, this reminds him of Barbara and X, Y, and Z. And he was just like, imagine this was your children. Just do whatever you can to close this case, my nigga. Like, that's really what he was trying to say. Until Maggie walks away. And this is, with the confusion from earlier, issues ago, when we saw Maggie looking at a picture on her desk, and we were just like, what is it with this photo? Who is this person? And, she calls someone and asks to speak to someone named Pixie. And I was like, yo, does Maggie have a kid somewhere out here?
Yeah, it had me wondering too.
Which we have answered later on, which then transitions to Jacob's story as of 35 hours ago. So he's talking to Bet, who I'm assuming is now stable-ish. And he's
better than she was.
Right. She's not flatlining anymore, but, she's not, what was I saying? She's not dying anymore. No, she's not dying. She's not flatlining, but she's stable. Yeah. And, he's telling her that, he spoke to, I think, her mother or her aunt. And they were saying he should go talk to their rabbi. And I like to see that, I like that there's continuity that they are Jewish in the show and in the magazine. I mean, not magazine, the comic. And it just kind of really just makes me still kind of question, is Bruce Jewish? Does he practice?
It is something, because I think in, Jewish culture, they trace through the mother, right?
I think so, yes.
So, I think, because I think the cousin thing is on his mother's side. So, I think he is.
Right. So,
it's a good question, though.
Because they are Kane and Bruce is a Wayne. So I'm assuming he would have taken, like, they'd be related through
on his mother's side,
on his mother's side, because they don't have the same name, whatever. But anywho, I mean, there's other factors that could go into that. But
sure,
whatever,
but the most logical conclusion is that,
right. We're not.
It's like when they say a long time, like I heard a long time ago, saying if you hear hoof prints, think horses, not zebras.
Got you. But so. Saying that he was going to go to his rabbi and talk, and he did that, and that how he's been searching for atonement or like forgiveness, if you may. He told Beth the story about when Beth and Kate were children. They had this cat that got kitty cancer, and he took the cat out to the back and shot her with his .44. But he didn't realize the kiddos were watching. And I was just like, talk about childhood trauma.
Yeah. You just watched your father shoot your cat in the fucking face.
Right. And you don't even know why he did it. Like, you don't know any of the motives behind it. Like,
well, I'm sure they knew the cat was sick, but
like, I feel like the age that he's, I guess, talking about them in, it's like trying to talk about mercy killing.
There's no way they understood that concept at all. No.
Yeah. But then he was talking about how Beth cried, and then Kate was pretty much like, let's bury this little bitch and call it a day.
Like, we can't stand here and cry about it, just bury it and get it over with, because crying about it isn't going to help anything. And like, talking about how she knew that, I guess, from a young age, and how you talking about how she was just like him.
Right. And it's like, he kind of favored Beth for not being just like him. And I was like, I guess.
He was just like, he was like, because she's the one that had, like, she's the one that had a heart. She had empathy. So I ended up loving her more. And he, like, feels all shitty about that,
But, so you know. And I was kind of like, that's a little bit fucked up. I was like, I mean, I get it. I mean, I don't because I don't have more than one child, but that's crazy. Like he was like, I kind of favored this kid more over the other because she was less like me. It's just like, that's damn.
I mean, be that way
It's honest,
sometimes, I
but
guess.
like,
Yeah.
damn.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
But that kind of takes us to Chase's story 2 hours prior to where we are now. Croc is awake. Killer Croc is awake and he is wilding. And he's just like, I'm property of Medusa and all this other stuff. And then they're just like, oh, he got a bomb. And pretty much he blows up like a city block from underground with them in it. And I was just like, so he just killed himself? Croc just killed himself? No, he got away.
Yeah, he killed everybody else except, the important people.
Right. And then Agent McDonough, or whatever, however you say his name.
He's dead, doesn't matter.
I've never heard his name up until now. I don't even know why they named him. But they gave him a first and a last name. And I was just like, why? I have no emotional attachment to this man at all.
I guess they wanted you to kind of care that he died.
I don't. I don't know who he is. It's not like they gave me background story and showed us like him training and like him training his kids to be just like him before they secretly get dusted because niggas don't know how to not dust.
Look. All right. We are not here to talk about Hawkeye. All right. That is not what we're here for. You are in the wrong universe right now. We are in DC.
But that was so seamless though.
I know it was. It was very well done.
Thank you. So yeah, Croc gets away and Chase was like, I'm gonna stay with my men's while he dies. I was like, bitch, he is dying. Just let him die. But I respect it.
We just had a whole scene about mercy killing. Why don't you do that?
Right? Like, why are you gonna let him die slowly?
Yeah, you got a gun in your hand. Just
that's messy. I would have done it the zombie way, just the knife through the ear. Yeah. I feel like that's less messy than brains all over the place.
I mean, you realize you got to pull the knife back out. There's blood there too.
Nope, leaving it in there.
No, she's going to need that knife. She can't just leave it in there.
I guess so. I feel like you can just come across another knife or take his knife. I'm sure he has one in like one of his many cargo pants pockets.
You're making a lot of assumptions now.
I am making a lot of assumptions. But anywho.
I was willing to just admit that she probably has a knife on her. I was going to go with that. But then you're like, even he has a knife. Or you can just find a knife. No, we're not going to go that far.
But I feel like if she has one, it's like a basic weapon.
But you don't even know that she has one. That's the point.
But I feel like any of them should have it. That's a basic survival tool. It's like one of them saying, I don't have a handgun. Like, why?
How many law enforcement officers do you see carrying a knife?
I'm sure they have a knife if they needed it. They got like a whole utility belt on their waist.
They don't have a utility belt, Mara.
It's a utility belt. They got the baton. They got what is that shocker thing? The taser. They have the handgun. They have cuffs. They have zip ties. I'm sure they have to have a knife or something. Like a little utility knife.
There you go with the assumptions again. Keep going.
Utility knife.
Keep going. That's not big enough to go through the brain, but go ahead.
That's not, but I'm just saying. Anywho, it then it rewinds back to 28 hours ago, which I don't understand why this was a scene. But Kate went to go check on Bet and Jacob, and I was like, okay,
well, they got to show that she still gives a shit.
I know.
That was her sidekick. It was her sidekick. They got to show that she gives a shit about this cousin of hers. They got fucked up. It feels
so random because there was no dialogue. She was just sitting. She was just watching.
I mean, it's kind of like a big part of their job as bat people is just be watching from the shadows, just lurking and shit. How often do you see Batman on the rooftop just looking?
I mean, that's how all the games start. He's always on a rooftop somewhere. Any no matter where you saved, your game from, wherever you respawn back on a roof somewhere.
Yeah, he has to be on top of a roof, looking down on the city, just brooding. That's Batman. And that's all the Bat people. That's what they do.
But yeah, so and then we go back to Morrow's story from a week ago. And they just got bitches tied up. Like, they just got them tied up, hands and mouth bound and everything. Like, just got them tied up. Like, and they're below the city nuclear power plant, which apparently is also a spawning ground for monsters, which it makes sense because nuclear waste. But, and, Croc is there, and they're just giving him a crock of shit story about his ancestors. And you see what I did there? About his ancestors and how they're going to transform him and all that shit.
Yeah, it's just Killer Croc when he was just regular Killer Croc.
Right. I didn't know that there was another level up. I didn't know he could be evolved.
Well, none of us knew until they did it.
So they evolved him, and then they were just like, now to finish your transformation and your process, son, after you drink this juice, you got to feast on the horrors of Babylon. And I was like, well, this would explain all the tied up bitches.
Yeah. You got to feast.
And I was just like, oh, it's so sad because they're about to be eaten
by a giant crocodile.
But right, it's not even going to be a good time. Like, you're not even being eaten the fun way.
I don't know a fun way to be eaten, but okay.
I digress because children probably watch this show. I hope they don't. No, they don't.
Oh, I was trying to get you to actually say it out loud, but you didn't.
You tried. You're not slick. But anywho, it then goes back to Batwoman's story in the now. And Soon is like, nah, we got to kill him. We got to kill Falchion. Like, this is, we can't not kill him. Like, we can't leave him alive. And she was just like, whatever. Because Batwoman's like, nah, we're not going to kill him. We can't do that. We have.
Well, the important thing you got to mention too, that like she said, in order to really kill him, we got to use his sword.
Yeah. And so Soon is just like, you know what? This is good enough for me to take my place in Medusa. I don't even need him to be dead. And I was like, dun, dun, dun. The tables turn.
Yeah.
And she was like, and Batwoman realizes that Soon was not helping for revenge or for her brother. In fact,
she is her brother.
Right, she is her brother. It's like, dun, dun, dun. This was like more turns than like a soap opera.
Yeah. So much happened at once. It's just like,
right. And then all of a sudden, her face fucks the hell up. And it was just, I was like, what is happening? This is nightmares. And then Morrow comes through and he tells Batwoman, it's time to kneel, girl. I'm here. And that's how issue 10 ends.
Yeah, man.
Which then takes us to issue 11, which is called Drown the World Part. So, in which I can tell from the cover of this issue.
Drown the World Part 6, in case y'all didn't hear that. Well, I know you didn't because she muted herself before she finished talking. Go ahead.
I can tell from the cover that this shape-shifting, creepy look is going to come back again in this story, and I don't like it.
Yeah. It's very unsettling.
Right, like, it's, like, creepy unsettling. But, like, it starts with Kate's story now, and for some reason, it's not as Batwoman, it's as Kate, and I guess because Morrow knows Kate's identity, so I guess he's, like, they're just like, let's cut out all the niceties. We know who you are. Mm-hmm. And Morrow's like, I'm the father of gnashing teeth and drowning women. And he was like, I'm a whole god, pretty much was what he was saying. And I was just like, okay. And then to which Batwoman responded, you're just a basic bitch shapeshifter. You ain't nothing. Like, I ain't afraid of you, no matter
like the shit I've seen already. Yeah, you ain't shit.
Right. I'm more scared of the water bitch.
Yeah, basically.
And Morrow's is kind of like, whatever, I still got what I want, and I have all of Falchion's powers now. And I'm going to tell everyone that you killed him so I can get away with this.
Basically, and I'm just
and then
like, that's
to which
just wrong, bro.
he's fucked up. He's a fucked up human being. Like all this just to usurp one dude. And then he was like, Maria, drown her now, drown her. To which we get transitioned over to Jacob in also the now. And he's talking to Bet, and he's saying, the doctors are saying she's never going to wake up, and they are talking about organ donating. And all I could think was like, could you imagine if Bet really can hear, and they're just talking about like, yeah, we're gonna take all her, we're gonna take all her insides, we're gonna give them to other people. And I like, you know, if that was me, I would have instantly been like, I'm awake.
I mean, she kind of did. But like, yeah, they just, if you can actually hear them talking about like, yeah, well, okay, well, you know, her brain's all fucked up, you know, that's gone, but we can take, you know, her heart, her liver, her lungs, you know, we can
all that stuff. To which
she got 2 kidneys, we can do that shit.
She got 2 healthy kidneys. Oh, we can take those too. To which Bet got up quicker than like, I'm up. The fuck, I'm up. And I was like, okay, Bet. All it took for him to put her mask back on her, and I was like, that's a very powerful mask.
I mean, yeah, you got to think all that time that Big Daddy Kane is in there talking to her, you know. Eventually, she responds when he puts the mask on. It's just,
and he's just like, I'm gonna teach you everything I taught Kate. I swear. And her thirsty ass woke up within seconds. Oh, finally, I can learn. I'll wake up for this. Yeah, I won't wake up for your pleases and your I love yous, but
and your boring ass stories that I don't want to hear.
Right. I don't give a fuck about their cat that you murdered in front of them. I don't care to know how you fucked up your children, but you know, fuck me up next.
Yeah, I'm about to say, if I get a chance to get fucked up though.
I'm awake. I'm up. The fuck. And so which takes us to Maggie's story. And then I was just like, 15 minutes in the future. Why are we seeing the future?
That was weird to me too. I'm like, wait, we going forward now?
I was just like, oh, hell no. We are not doing what Arrow did season 5. We are not starting flash forwards.
Luckily they only did that once though. So
right. They
I mean, we don't know about future issues, but you know.
Right. Don't do this. Don't got me all crazy. And Maggie is like in her car. She's by the harbor, and weird shit is happening in the water, and she has to call it in. She's just like, hey, we got a 25:30 at the Gotham Harbor. And they're just like, 25:30. They're like, I've never heard of this, so I'm making up shit.
Basically, shit's blowing up in the water, but it's all underwater. I don't know what the fuck's happening.
Right, like I don't know what's going on, and
just know shit is going down.
Right, she finds Chase, pulling herself up out of the water, and all Chase can say is, she fucked everything up. She screwed us all. Batwoman screwed us all, and that was the only thing you get. And then it goes tomorrow's story to now, so we're going back 15 minutes. And then I was like, okay, now the 15 minutes ahead makes sense, because now you see they're all together. Mm-hmm. And Morrow is doing all the crazy shit that he told Maria to do. And Chase is about to, shoot Morrow. And Batwoman, goes zoop to her neck. Like, she like karate chops her in the neck or shocks her in the neck. And so her bullet like goes astray and shoots Morrow soon in like what I'm assuming is like the collarbone. So she don't kill her, but like, damn, that shit's gonna hurt.
Yeah, just got him in the shoulder. He all right.
And then Killer Croc takes Morrow and gets away, and Morrow shapeshifts again. And I was just like, yo, what was going through the illustrator's brain when they drew this up?
Like, but the transformation face?
Yes, they were just like, how could we invoke nightmares and still let it be shape-shifty? And they did this, to which then Morrow transformed into a white wolf. And
Because
then
why
it
not?
transfers, right, why not? And then it transfers over to, Chase's point of view, or her perspective. And Batwoman is trying to get Chase out because the Weeping Woman is flooding everything. They don't breathe underwater. They're not fish. So got to get out somehow. So then it then changes over to Batwoman's perspective, and they're just trying to swim. Just keep swimming. They're trying to be like Dora. They're just trying to
Oh,
keep swimming.
I gotta go back because we just skimmed over the fact that there's portals now. Like, it's just, like, where the fuck did the portal come from? How
I don't
you
know,
how
but
you go through portals now?
well, because Morrow, I guess, because I think that was what Morrow's power. Like, he got powers now. He got all these crazy powers and shit.
And one is the power of portals.
Yep, we got portals now. I wasn't even going to question it because all the weird other shit that's going
I
on. I
mean,
was
yeah,
like,
it's
oh,
true, but I feel like that just needed to
portal.
be acknowledged. Like, they have portals too.
I'm sorry,
Oh, you ain't got to be sorry.
but they swimming away, and then all of a sudden, Croc is now coming up on them, rolling up. He's just like, I'm gonna kill y'all. I'm gonna eat y'all. Meow meow. But so they shoot at Croc. And I was like, did she shoot like a grappling hook at him,
Something
or I
like
don't know
that.
what?
Well,
And I was like,
he grabbed Kate's leg, well, Batwoman's leg, and then Chase got away. But yeah, then she like shot the little thing at him and shit to get him off of
and
her.
I was like, what was the goal here? Like,
To get him off
so,
of her.
but like with a hook? I mean, whatever.
You got to use something that works underwater.
I guess. Well, it worked. They got away, and Kate overhears, or Batwoman overhears Maggie telling, Chase telling Maggie that Batwoman screwed them all over, and she let them all get away with the children, and Batwoman was just like, nah, fuck out of here. It's not what we doing today.
Exactly. Because Chase was like, yeah, we'll never find them now. And, Batwoman was like, fuck that.
Fuck that shit. I'm gonna find them.
Yeah.
You won't. And then the next day, it's like Kate's story now. And then Kate tells Maggie about the kiss between her and Soon. And I was like, honesty. I love it.
Without very important details of her being Batwoman. But,
Right. It's like, it doesn't make sense, but there was a kiss involved.
Yeah.
And it was like, but how? But when? She's like, I don't know. She was drunk. Whatever. I'm not mad at her. And she's just like, I'm a little concerned.
Oh, yeah.
Maggie was like, I have questions. I was like, if you could just like not kiss her again, that'd be great.
Well, I don't think that'll happen again. So I think she's in the clear.
Duh. Soon is very much a man now, and I feel like that just turned everything off for Kate.
I mean, what if he transforms back though?
Nah, I think it's the possibility of knowing that she could transform back into a dude at any point, I think would freak her out.
What if Soon and Morrow are legit like distinct personalities?
I feel like it just depends on what's in between her legs. That's just my assumption. I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. If they're distinct personalities and she transforms back into Soon, then she has the right equipment.
I guess. Either way. But while they're there, Kate is letting in Maggie more into her personal background life. She gives her a box with photos of like her and her dad, her sister, her mom,
Like, here, look at my dead sister.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, look, I'm letting you in. I'm opening up. And, to which Maggie then shares that she has a daughter named Jamie and she lives with her father in Star City. And I was like, oh, so Green Arrow watches over them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay. And she explains to Kate that, she didn't get custody because she's married to her job and she just recently came out the closet. And I was like, I got the police thing, not the closet part. Don't understand why that would make you more unfit. But
homophobia, it affects things more than people like to admit out loud, especially 9 years ago,
True. But now I'm happy to see that, I was kind of cool to see like Kate and Maggie, take another step further in their relationship of opening up to each other.
Definitely.
Because I guess it makes sense because like she was gonna have to at some point because Maggie was asking too many fucking questions.
Mm-hmm.
But then it transfers over to an epilogue. We don't see what Mother looks like yet, but
See a little reptile arm though.
Right. She a little creepy looking. Maybe she's like Killer Croc's mom.
That'd
and
be
she
interesting.
now knows that Falchion is gone, and she got all them kids there. All them kids.
Step.
And you know
World
that's where it
domination.
ends. Via kids.
Yeah.
But this is that's where it ends.
Yeah. So we have a couple of choices, Mara. We can either continue this particular Batwoman story, you know, go on to the next 3 issues like we've been doing. Mm-hmm. Or we can transition into a different kind of show that I was thinking about doing. Show I like to call Multiverse. Which basically we do the same thing we're doing now, but instead of just reading 3 issues of a comic book, we move over and transition to, you know, some different interesting animated movies we got on the DC Universe app and talk about those instead. So which would you like to do?
I'd be so down to watch a movie because it's easier than reading. Why read the book when I can watch the movie? I'm joking.
Oh my God. Stop it. You got to teach the kids to read, all right? Anyway.
I like to read. Me and Luna had a whole hour the other day of just us reading our respective books. Hers looking through pictures, me reading Trevor Noah's book.
There we go. So I have a few choices that we can do next if you want to do that. They kind of play into the whole alternate universe theme in general. 2 of them are, you know, there's one, Justice League Crisis on 2 Earths, which is one of my personal favorites.
I have not seen that.
Contains one of the dopest Batman lines ever. The other is Justice League Gods and Monsters, which is, you know, it takes place in an alternate universe where, you know, all the heroes are a bit different.
Have I seen that? Do I have that?
It's on the DC Universe app. It's there. Now we can do one of those, or in the spirit of Superman coming up, we can watch the couple of Superman movies they have on there, which were Death of Superman and Reign of the Superman, which would be 2 shows there. So where would you like to go next if you want to do this?
Let's do Crisis on 2 Earths.
I'm with it. So next we will be, instead of source material, we'll be doing an episode of Multiverse, and we will be watching Justice League Crisis on 2 Earths.
Nice. We will still be doing source material here and there. Don't worry. We're gonna finish this Batwoman story.
Yeah, because we need to find out what happens there. But it's good to take a little break from it for a while.
I need to know what Mother's up to, but I also want to see more Crisis.
A better Crisis. But anyway.
One that will not destroy the entire multiverse.
Exactly.
Just threaten to.
Oh, man. All right.
But all right, guys.
Get us out of here.
Yeah, all right, guys. So if you do have the DC Universe app, I would recommend watching along with us and watch Crisis on 2 Earths. And then this way you can join the discussion with us when we do this. Or after we do this. We can still discuss. And yeah. So, and if you don't have the DC Universe app, you can do a 1-week free trial. We don't have a promo code. It's literally just what they do. They give you a 1-week free trial.
Yeah.
But if you'd ever like us to partner up with them, you know, send them some stuff from us and say, hey, give them a promo code.
Definitely.
You know. But as always, and then we can continue this discussion in our Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow Facebook group at the link www.facebook.com/groups/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. We will, when the shows come back, we will have more content for Super Flashy. But right now, we are still in crisis. Our own crisis.
In our own crisis.
On one Earth, literally.
Yeah.
So eventually. But, you know, talk along with us in the group. We send memes. We still talk in there. We still sending stuff. And if you're a fan of wrestling, we do still have Smacking It Raw continuously, because that's still happening without the audience.
Mm-hmm.
And even now I'm watching. So as you can see, this is where we've gotten. and there's also a Facebook group for that, and that's facebook.com/group/smacking it raw. There's no G in smacking. And then you can also like us on Facebook at facebook.com/the Creatia World. You can find me always on Twitter.
Facebook.com/Creatia World.
Sorry, just Creatia World. Don't put a the in there. You will get something else.
That's Twitter and Instagram.
Okay. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram always still at Mara the Shark. That's MARADASHARK. Travis, where can they find you?
That's Sir_Cussalott on both Twitter and Instagram. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT.
All right, guys. We will see you next time, and we will be talking about Crisis on Two Earths. Till next time, stay creative, because that's all we have time to do. Bye.
Peace.